Hello and welcome to Listen Up Lilith. My name is Lilith and it's time to listen up. We're talking about my favorite topic of all time, fabric. If I were a dragon, I would have a horde of fabrics. I would have to be an ice dragon though, because I don't want to burn this stuff. Sorry. This is just going to be a compilation of the different fabrics that you're going to encounter when you walk into a fabric store for the first time. I want to talk about the price point, the quality, the range of colors, and the value for money being different, talking about how tall it is. When I'm talking about how tall fabric is, I'm going to get this out of the way right away. I'm talking about it when it's on the roll. So like this is Christmas paper, yes, but when fabric is on the roll, depending on how tall it is, that being the width, that's not what you're paying for. You pay for it in meters. So when it's stretched out, that's when you pay for meters or yards. So the wider it is, we'll talk about the value for money that way, if that makes sense. So the more fabric you get, technically. That's the one. That's the one. We're going to start off with the cheapest and easiest one to work with that anyone's going to gravitate towards, Poplin. Poplin is a fantastic beginner-friendly fabric. It is a cotton fabric. It is lightweight and breathable. It is easy to iron. It is easy to use on your machine. It doesn't have a stretch. So if you are doing something that's panelled or rather fitted, if you've cut something a little bit too small, you might be in trouble. But if you cut something too big, it will show. And you can easily fix that up, which is fine. We learn these things. This is why we learn these things. Poplin being the cheapest one, I will always recommend it as a practice fabric or a mock-up fabric. If the price point of Poplin, which I'll talk about in a second, is your budget, then it's also perfectly acceptable to make costumes out of this stuff anyway. So Poplin is the go-to no matter what. The price point, it goes, depending from my area, or at least in my country, New Zealand, it goes from about $4 a meter all the way up to, that's on $4 on sale, keep that in mind, all the way up to about $10 when it's not on sale. This depends on where you're getting it from. If it's from, like, I don't want to say an emporium, no, but an emporium where it's more of a privately owned company, you're probably going to pay a little bit more because they can't afford to put sales on. Whereas Spotlight gets things in massive bulk. They are a giant franchise. They put things on sale all the time, which is fantastic. Those shops, you're going to find Poplin everywhere. It's going to be your go-to starter. It is on the smaller side, so the tall width-wise that we were talking about before, the Poplin tends to be about 110 centimeters tall. So that's a little bit over a yard. You are going to get value for money based on the quality of the fabric, based on what availability you have. Availability? Accessibility? That's not the word, but what is available to you. Yeah, availability. So Poplin is a fantastic choice for starters. I don't mind Poplin. It is very cheap though. So if you, just a warning, with any white fabrics you get, especially with Poplin, you probably want to double layer it because it can be see-through. With breathability comes see-through ability. So be careful. Yeah. The next step up from Poplin is my favorite fabric, Broadcloth. Yes, this is this needs an iron, but that's because this has only just been pulled out of my stash for a new project. Shush. Broadcloth is basically the I'm you but better version of Poplin. It is stronger. It is cotton. It has a minimal amount of strength of stretch, depending on which way you're using it. Go away. Excuse me. Yeah. The colours tend to be richer, but it does, again, come in that massive colour range availability. The colours, yeah, just tend to be richer and nicer to work with. Yeah, being a cotton fabric, again, cotton fabrics or like weave fabrics that are woven tend to fray and have this situation going on, so don't worry about that. That is just kind of something that you're going to experience no matter what. This is why we learn about finishings. That's a later problem. For now, we're just talking about the fabric. This is basically just poplin, but better, much better. The price is a little bit higher. It does tend to start somewhere around $8 a meter, going up to about $15, $16 a meter. I have not found this at Emporiums. I only find this at Spotlight. I don't think you can find it at quilting shops. But yeah, I prefer this. I just prefer this in general, whether it be for structure, for strength, or for the entire garment. This is my go-to. I love this stuff. And this, again, with that price point, it starts width-wise, how tall it is. It does tend to be longer, somewhere around 130 centimeters to 150 centimeters. Again, that's where the price changes. Yeah, same thing as poplin, but better. I will always recommend broadcloth. The next one up from that, but the one I will never recommend and the one I will never buy for myself, is drill. That is much pricier, but it is much stiffer. How do I describe it? It's like it's had a layer of glue put through it. I don't know what it is. It's just so much stronger, so much thicker. So you tend to sweat a bit more, but it is still a cotton fabric. I just don't use drill. That one starts around $10 a meter. Does tend to be around 130 centimeters to 150 centimeters tall wise. No stretch, never any stretch in drill. But it's good for structure. It's fantastic for structure. I just don't use it. Because there's something about drill that feels like if I use it, I'm going to suffocate in it because of how little movability it has and how stiff it is. But that's just me. The last of the cotton fabrics. Yeah, the last of the cotton fabrics that I'm going to talk about. The most priciest one. But this is quilting fabric. Quilting fabrics, once again, cotton fabrics. But these are designed for the people that are only buying like 1/2 meter to 1/4 meter at a time, because they only buy so much. They're not priced and designed for people who are getting like 3 or 4 meters at a time. Because these fabrics, unless you get it in a fat quarter, which is this like sample size of 1/2 meter by 1/2 meter, a fat quarter goes from about $5 to like $3, $4, $5. Some come in packs of like different fabrics at a time. They go from about $15 up to $30. But if you're getting it on the roll, I have seen quilting fabric start at about upwards of $15, and that's for plain quilting fabrics. That's like non-licensed stuff. Licensed stuff, which has like, I don't know, Disney characters and special designs, Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like that. The Grinch recently, Bluey's a recent one. They start from like $25 a meter, and it's not nice. It's very not nice. So quilting fabric, while it's a lovely quality, it's like a slightly lighter version of broadcloth. It is not budget friendly. It is not budget friendly. Yeah, but if you want something printed, you could have a look. You could have a look at quilting fabrics. Yeah. Also, their print tends to only be on one side as well. So this is the fabric I will forever use as the example of the right side and the wrong side. Okay. But yeah, quilting fabric is very much not budget friendly, but it is a lovely fabric to use. It is a beautiful, lovely fabric to use. We love it. Okay, cotton fabric's out of the way. Time to move on to the dressy stuff. This is more of the display stuff that you're gonna use to zhuzh up your outfit. This is less structure and more showing off. We're gonna start with the one that I want to get rid of as soon as I can. Starting with the cheapest one to explain, but this fabric in particular is not cheap. This is satin. This particularly is crepeback satin because I refuse to use the super cheap stuff. Crepeback being that it's got this lovely texture on the back that makes it stronger, makes it matte on the back. So technically I can get 2 different kind of uses out of this. But on the other side, everyone knows satin for its shiny, almost water-like texture. The one that I don't like and seems to be the one that people tend to gravitate towards, again because of its cheaper price point, is dance time satin, or like the party satin. The cheaper stuff, it starts somewhere around $8 a meter. It tends to be quite wide, so its value for money again is up there, and that is what makes it desirable. But in my opinion, I don't know why. No, I know why. I look at satin, especially the cheapest stuff. It's very lightweight, very flowy. It can be very pretty as a lining. It looks cheap to me. I'm sorry, it looks cheap. It looks plasticky, and that's just my opinion. You can absolutely make your own opinion about satin, about what kinds of satin you work with, but I personally don't recommend it unless you're going to splash out on some of the stronger stuff like this crepeback satin. Another kind of satin that I don't mind at all, and the other one that I will gravitate towards, I don't know if I have it nearby. Hold on one second. Okay, it's not the one that I'm thinking of, but this will do as an example. This is also what's called delusted satin, also called bridal satin, so used for wedding dresses and stuff. It is much thicker. It is much hello, but it doesn't have as much shine. So it's called delusted satin, so it's not as shiny. It has a bit more of a matte texture while also still being quite smooth, quite lovely to look at. I prefer this stuff. The crepeback satin or the delusted satin are the only ones I will ever recommend, but they are higher price points. Bridal satin, honestly, no. No, I'm gonna look this one up, hold on. Whew, Piper, do you see how big that size is? You see how big that price is? Yeah, the delusted satin that's at Spotlight, if you're not a VIP member, like you don't have the loyalty card, hello madam, it starts at $37 a meter. Yeah, if you're a VIP, it's currently $24.50. So that's, yeah, I know, Piper, it's scary. Yeah, no. You're only getting this if you absolutely have the budget for it, if you can. But yeah, the crepe satin that I got, I actually think I got this from a Fabric-a-Brac like 5 or 10 years ago, and I'm pretty sure I got 2 meters of it for $20. The pricier satins are the ones that I prefer, because they are better for structure, they are better for looks, and they don't look cheap. So, yeah. Did you goob it on my madam? Rude. Whoa! She saw the dog. Tulle. Tulle is, Tulle comes in all different kinds of strengths, colors, styles, lengths. Tulle is one of those, like, the ones that you can... How do I describe it? You can get the really stiff stuff for structure or for petticoats. People tend to get that for petticoats or tutus, because it will hold its shape. I've used the really stiff stuff in like puffy sleeves in the past because, again, it has that structure to not want to bulk up and just fall, unlike this stuff, which is more showy tulle, which you would use for a petticoat. Actually, like, hold on. Here's one I prepared earlier. This is a lot of tulle gathered up to make a petticoat. I made this years ago for my Vaporeon cosplay, but yeah, it will bulk up and it will kind of layer itself to create that poof, and that's typically what people will use that more flowy stuff for, and kind of bounce it between the different layers. You can even get them with glitter. I don't recommend getting the ones with glitter because it will destroy your machine. Glitter will find its way into your machine, into your crevices, into your hair, into your genealogy, and you'll never be rid of the glitter. Because tulle, it's a mesh. I don't know how well you can see on my camera. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's a mesh. So it doesn't have anything for the glitter to hold on to, and it sheds, and it falls everywhere, and glitter will get everywhere. I don't recommend it. Okay, yep. So the basic super stiff tulle that is on there, it's listed on Spotlight's website as polyester knit, and it will talk about its length. But at the cheapest one that I can find, not on sale, it starts at $4 a meter. Now that's quite reasonable if you're on a budget and you need to make just a simple petticoat to go underneath your skirts, or something to help your puffy sleeves or parts of your garment just, shine. Yeah. But when you get into the more decorative stuff, like the rainbowy stuff, the rainbow one, it starts at $20 a meter. So they're definitely like overlayer display fabrics that you want to show off to everyone because, oh my god. The other thing about Tulle that you should keep in mind, with its lightweight see-throughness and with how, like, the fact that it is a netting, it is, well, depending on how you do it, very easy to tear. And you need to be careful because it will tear easily. As soon as you step on it, as soon as like it catches on something, it's gonna rip. So that is something you have to be really careful with when it comes to Tulle. Okay. So one of the final like showy fabrics. No, it is the final showy fabric. This is probably the most pricey one, and the one that yeah, this is probably one of the most pricey ones that you're gonna encounter. If you can get it at the cheaper price point, but getting the cheaper stuff does come with its own cons. Either way, this fabric is velvet. Immediately I can show you a con in that if you sew it the wrong way, it will tell you the easy way. But velvet is a beautiful fabric that has that wonderful texture, that wonderful soft texture. Some people use it for jumpsuits, some people use it for jackets. I know I'm reserving this for a Critical Role cosplay later this year. Maybe this year, I don't know. I've said that for years. But it does, velvet does tend to stretch from designer fabrics, from showy fabrics, from fashion fabrics, all the way up to upholstery fabrics. The only difference between the fashion and the upholstery is that this is made to stretch. So it is made to stretch. It is a 4-way stretch, so it stretches both ways, if a little bit more the other way. Whereas this one, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Sorry, this is the offcut, but it doesn't stretch. It's got a little bit of stretch, but not the ideal stretch that you're looking for. It's more like a leeway rather than a complete forgiveness. Yeah. I don't know, velvet just has this innate texture and this look to it that just screams winter, but also rich, regal. Yeah, I see a lot of people use this stuff, use velvet for princesses. I see a lot of people, like, I could easily use this fabric for, or not this one, for Anastasia, the now Disney princess, in her blue ball gown outfit. Some people use it for other Disney princesses like Snow White. I actually am pretty sure that this is the fabric I used for Snow White all those years ago when I remade it over a weekend, or like 6 times over the weekend. Yeah, the options are out there. People use it for princesses, people use it for winter stuff, because it is quite forgiving in its stretch. It is on the pricier scale, with it being, it starts at its cheapest, which is the one that I tend to avoid myself, at about $9 a meter. That is the cheapest stuff, which is perfectly acceptable for someone who's on a budget, who needs more fabric for their price point, which is absolutely acceptable. Like I said, the prices, this one is the one that jumps up the most, depending on your quality. Because, at least at Spotlight, like I said, the cheapest one is at $9. Then we go up to, I think it's this velvet that goes to, it's currently on sale, $18.90 to $21 a meter. Yep. Plain stretch velvet tends to be $23 a meter. We're looking at luxe velvet upholstery fabric, which I'm pretty sure is this one here. $33 a meter, currently on sale for $23.10. Yeah, the prices just keep jumping. It just keeps on jumping around. I mean, this one is literally, one of the printed ones is Tinkerbell Swirl Pan Velvet fabric. So it's the same name as the cheaper one that was $9 a meter. It's currently $9.80 on sale. $25 a meter otherwise. Yikes. Yeah, so velvet's a little bit of an investment. It's not a practice fabric. Yeah. But that being said, I know this video is a lot longer. Like I said, I waffle about fabric. It's my favorite topic. I do hope you might have taken something away from this. Besides, maybe my pros and cons. A lot of these are my own opinions. I apologize if I seem biased towards some fabrics. I have been working with different fabrics for the last 15 years, or 12, 13 years. So I have built up my opinions and I have built up my experiences, and I am now at a point in my life where I know what's budget friendly and what isn't. And we get really picky about these things, and it's really annoying. So I do hope that this has reached the audience that just needs to know what they're going to expect from certain fabrics, what it's called, what's going to be better for your budget, what's going to be something to aim for later in life, later in your career, later in your hobby, in your journey, in whatever you do. I do hope that this has helped. I do hope that this has educated someone, and if you have any other questions below, if there's any fabrics that you think are beginner friendly that you're going to encounter in fabric stores, please leave them below and I'll do my best to explain what I can. Okay? My comments are always open, and I'll do my best, and if I can't, I will link you somewhere that can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Happy crafting. Bye.